So let's talk a little bit about some of the issues and some of the fixes or things that are trying to go into place right away. So one of the things that's very interesting is at least the tone that we're hearing is that the second Trump term is going to be a nationalistic America First type of tone. And so with that, there are a lot of talk that he is going to put stiff tariffs on any exports into the United States. And it's an interesting thought. What do you think about that?
Oh, is it going to affect China?
It will. It will. The thought behind it, and then we can talk a little bit about some of pros and cons of it, is that it's going to, in theory, the pro would be that a lot of the products that are made outside the country are going to be made once again in the U.S. And all of those folks that don't have education, all of those folks that don't have the training, I'm going to have really high-paying jobs for you. That's what the theory is behind it, at least. And the con to that is that, if we're paying people in the United States wages that are a living wage, how is that ultimately any business is going to build that into the cost of the items?
Of course.
I mean, the iPhone that we love, made in Southeast
China.
Asia. And a lot of the other things like plastics and all of that nature are made outside the country. If they're made in the country, what's the cost going to be? Can you or I or the Lincoln's Ghost or Judge Deneen, can any of you afford the cost? So that's going to be interesting. There's border safety. That's the one thing. The wall's going to be back up. Mexico's going to pay it. People are going to be safe.
Going to pay for it?
That's what I've heard. Judge Janine, what are your thoughts on that one?
I don't know if Mexico's actually going to pay for it, but I'm very, very excited that that the border wall is back on the radar and that we're. Anyway, you know how I feel about my Trump.